She had worked in one of the best hospitals in the city. She had dedicated years of her life to saving human lives. But Helen believed that true healing was not found in laboratories, technological devices, or synthetic medicines, but in the heart of nature, hidden in the whispers of the earth. At 65, she discovered that the invisible ancient energy of medicinal plants did not only cure people's physical ailments, but also benefited them spiritually. This touch had transformed into a city legend, a phenomenon that challenged the rigid rules of modern medicine. What was true healing? This was a centuries-old riddle. And Helen Carter was the living, breathing proof of this enigma. Helen Carter was 65 years old. For years, she had served as a head nurse in one of London's most prestigious hospitals. When she retired early at 52, she was exhausted by the stress of her profession and her growing disbelief in the efficacy of medication as the sole solution for every ailment. She knew very well the side effects of drugs on the human body and how they disrupted spiritual balance. In her retirement, she escaped the city's noise and settled in a small country house. Her garden became her new laboratory, and the plants became her new patients. Although her children and former colleagues accused her of being old-fashioned and out of touch with reality, Helen paid no mind to their condescension. She meticulously examined every plant, every patch of soil, as if it held a secret, allowing her long-suppressed quest for healing to blossom there. For her, this was not a hobby, but a philosophy of life. Helen's belief in healing actually stemmed from her childhood. Her grandmother was the village healer. She didn't trust chemical medicines, finding solutions for every ailment in nature. Helen had witnessed the miracles of that healing touch in her grandmother's hands. However, when she received her modern medical training, these ancient pieces of knowledge were labeled as unscientific. While fighting against all kinds of diseases with medicines in the hospital, she sometimes felt that medications, rather than healing, made people more dependent, numbing their souls. Especially in her later years, the increase in chronic illnesses and psychological disorders whispered that drugs were not the ultimate solution. Retirement had given her the opportunity to follow her grandmother's path. Every plant in her garden was a living pharmacy, a source of hope for her.
Helen was particularly fascinated by one specific plant species. She knew it by its Latin name, Vitis Anima, a rare plant with vibrant purple flowers. Her grandmother called it the soul grape, and Helen believed it was beneficial for spiritual distress, soothing the mind. In modern medical literature, there was almost no information about this plant. Helen spent her days researching the plant's growing conditions, its energy, and its uses. She felt a vital force in every leaf, every flower. It was as if the plant was whispering a secret to her. One day, an urgent call came from Helen's old hospital. A colleague said it was a hopeless case, that a little girl, Lily, 6 years old, had contracted a rare autoimmune disease, and medicine was helpless. Her family was devastated. Helen's heart ached, a life slowly fading before her eyes. At that moment, Helen made a decision. She would save this girl. She would do what modern medicine could not, with the power of nature. She rushed to her garden and prepared a special ointment and tea from Vitis Anima. Without telling anyone, she secretly went to the hospital. Amidst the doctor's astonished glances, she entered the little girl's room. Helen gently applied the Vitis Anima ointment to little Lily's forehead. She instructed her mother to give her the tea. The tea flowed through the girl's veins like a magical elixir. The next morning, a miracle occurred. Lily's fever dropped, her eyes opened slightly, and she even managed a faint smile. The doctors were stunned. "This is impossible," they exclaimed. They couldn't offer a scientific explanation. But Lily's recovery continued. She was discharged from the hospital, completely healed in a short time. The news spread rapidly throughout London. Nurse Helen's miraculous touch. City legends began to circulate by word of mouth. People began to flock to her. Those with chronic pain, those struggling with depression, elderly people who had lost hope, everyone expected a miracle from Helen. Helen approached each of them with patience. She didn't just offer herbal remedies. She provided true healing through her touch, through the hope she instilled by looking into their eyes, and through her compassionate listening. This was not just about applying an ointment. It was about touching their souls. Doctors and the medical community could not explain this phenomenon. Some accused her of charlatanism, while others began to observe her with curiosity. Especially a young doctor named Dr. Alice Green wanted to study Helen's methods. Dr. Alice Green came to Helen's garden. Initially, she was skeptical, seeking scientific proof. But Helen explained to her the energy fields of Vitis Anima, how plants interact with the human soul, and her grandmother's ancient knowledge. Alice felt that unknown energy in Helen's touch. Together, they began to research the biochemical structure of Vitis Anima and its effects on the human brain using modern methods. The results shocked the medical world. It was scientifically proven that the plant naturally increased serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain and triggered cell regeneration. The theory emerged that Helen's touch activated this energy and balanced the energy flow in the human body. Helen Carter was not just a nurse. She was a pioneer of a new path to healing where modern medicine and ancient wisdom converged. The scientific world was shaken by her discoveries. People were now turning not only to hospitals, but also to nature and their own souls. Helen's garden transformed into a healing center, and she herself became a symbol, a city legend turned into reality. She was a hero who believed that true healing lay not just in medicines, but in oneself, in nature, and in a compassionate touch. What does this story teach us? Sometimes true healing lies beyond scientific formulas, in the heart of nature and the depths of the human soul, and how the greatest revolutions can begin from the most unexpected people, from underestimated beliefs, and from a compassionate touch. Don't you wholeheartedly agree? Please, share your thoughts and let us know in the comments below. If you found this story compelling and inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Because every single day, we are committed to continuing our journey of discovering the extraordinary strengths hidden behind these seemingly ordinary lives. Where in the world are you watching from? Drop a comment below. We genuinely love hearing from our amazing viewers around the globe.